We'll kind of get everything started.
Sounds good.
There we go. Oh, it's asking for a request.
All right, I just accepted, approved the
Perfect.
request. So yep, there we go.
Perfect. Well, welcome everyone. So I'm kind of going to go ahead and just explain to you guys a little bit what we're doing here at Homes.com. So I know we've officially launched about a year and a half ago. And Adrian, I know that you are a proud CoStar and LoopNet member with us. So you're really familiar with CoStar and its products and how we're essentially taking initiative and what we're doing here. But essentially, what we've developed now is the most powerful tool to sell homes and win new listings. And I'll go over exactly how that's done, and I'll go over not only before I go over exactly what our product does, what we're doing here at homes.com, I actually wanted to start it off with kind of just a client testimony, kind of like a success story. So this is actually one member agent who had a $1.85 million listing on the market for 160 days plus, on and off. If you look over here, you'll start seeing the exposure levels on our platform, right? You notice here had some pretty low exposure when they're on our basic account. And then once they became a member with us, within 2 weeks, we actually got that under contract and pending. And this is just to show how powerful our technology is, how our advertisements are working and drawing attention all around the world for people who are looking in your area already for that type of home. So we actually only had the chance to run around 400 ads out of the 10,000 views because our algorithm saw that, hey, out of the 10,000 views, 400 of them are actively looking for this type of home, right? Out of the 400, 82 of them not only link clicked, but they checked out the whole listing. You know, it's kind of how our system works. I'll get into the nitty gritty analytics later on, but just wanted to show you guys the power in what we do. And as you know, Adrian, we advertise all around the world, every website, every platform. That way we can cater to every audience out there, whether it's a certain demographic, interest, behaviors, especially on our website, where they're looking, what communities they're looking at, what schools, what videos they're watching about a certain region, and then the type of home they're looking for. So if they're looking for, three, four, $500,000 home, and you and your team have those listings, guess what? We're going to be pushing that listing in a paid ads format in unison with homes.com. It's going to have the agent's name, homes.com in one, essentially a partnership, and we're going to be pushing them all around the internet, targeting our database of who's looking where. And we actually want to target them at the right time, right platform. And this is just a couple of the platforms we target on, like CNN, you'll see ESPN, Forbes.com, all top name brands all around the world. And the goal here is to find them at the right time, right website they're on, and we actually track their cookies so we know how often they're looking, how often they're coming back, and that's where we can really pinpoint when we want to push an ad out for that listing. So I'll get into that later. I just want to go over today's agenda. I want to talk about the problem that majority of realtors are experiencing. Okay. And then I want to talk about our philosophy here at homes.com and how it correlates to enhancing and fixing that issue. We're the solution to what every agent's looking for. And then we're going to talk about our CoStar model for success, as you know, Adrian. And then I'm going to talk about the best website. I'm going to give you guys kind of like a live tour from a consumer's perspective and how it looks. And then we can break down our marketing campaign and how we are able to push such massive audience to our website. And then I'm going to talk about the membership advantages and then, of course, how we're winning more listings. So, as you know, Adrian, everything's gone digital. Everyone shops online now. Everyone looks at everything online before even going to a restaurant, before going to buy a pair of shoes. They already know, they're looking. So we've analyzed 100% of home shoppers are using the internet to shop for their homes. So we want to make the internet not against you. We want to make it work with you. At the end of the day, it's you guys' real estate business. It's your key to success. We want to make sure you're making the right investment in the future and how we're able to do business. A lot of platforms do something called lead diversion, which I'm sure you know, Adrian. You guys put a listing on the MLS. You have Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, all these other platforms, essentially putting a digital for sale sign, taking your listing over, not telling them who the agent is for any consumer, not letting them know who to contact if they have a choice or question about a listing. And we feel like that's wrong. We want to be able to make sure you guys are capitalizing on every opportunity that's supposed to be for you. You did a lot of work to win the listing, a lot of work to get it on the MLS, and essentially partner up with that seller. So we made it really easy for you to be one, transparent with your sellers, two, transparent with anyone who's looking for a home as a consumer on our platform. On our platform, we developed the Your Listing, Your Lead model. So anyone who reaches out, they will only be in communication with you, and then we actually develop the your buyer, your business. So now we actually have a CRM that's in our marketing CRM. It's a tab where you can actually add your clients. And then once you, let's say, Adrian, you have someone, you're meeting with them with a cup of coffee. You've been finding their family a home. You've been looking, right? They're almost at the finish line. So what we do is we can actually connect them to our CRM with an invite, right? And it'll say, hey, Adrian wants to connect with you. Once they accept, from here on going forward, anytime they're on homes.com, it'll only show you as the listing agent or you as the point of contact, period. So same way we're protecting your selling side opportunities and you're known as the seller for this listing, once you connect your buyer, guess what? We're protecting your buyer. So now you can send them recommendations of every home you want, videos of communities, areas of the school they're already asking you questions about, where you send them a one pager and everything is answered for them. Makes you guys a lot more efficient in your job, a lot more efficient in your day to day. And now you guys can focus on operations more, closing those deals towards the end, finding who's really fit for the home. And we're really here to help you every step of the way. And I'll get into how the CRM. So towards the end, I'll actually log into a dashboard, show you how it works, Adrian. That way you and your team are really familiar with everything that we're doing here. So just to give you guys some insight about who we are, where we've come from, this is actually our parent company, Costar Group. So we are proud owners of apartments.com, which we ranked to #1 when anyone's looking for a rental. Land.com, same thing with lots and lands and properties. And then we have CoStar LoopNet, so commercial. And then alongside, you'll see a bunch of other brands that are also under our umbrella. So you guys being members with us, anytime you guys do rentals, guess what? They're being featured on homes.com and they'll be featured on apartments.com with priority placement above non-members' listings. Same thing with land.com. You guys ever do lots of land? Guess what? They're going to be featured on homes.com and they're going to be used on land.com with priority placement. So you have access to our whole data pool. And we're a data company. It's been around for 30 plus years, over $5 billion invested, $5 billion in cash. Really, really here to push homes.com. So what we've done is we want to step into the residential portal. As you know, there's a huge gap and we're here to essentially be the solution for it. So we actually built the best website hands down. When you go to our platform, you don't see any ads, you don't see any spam because one, we want the consumers to only be focused, locked in on the home they're looking for. We don't need other websites, to draw attention away from the consumer looking at a home. Then what we've done is we launched the largest real estate marketing campaign ever, hands down. We spent over $1 billion invested, almost approaching that 1.5 billion right now. So a lot of brand recognition coming. We're at 80 billion impressions, which Adrian impressions is how many times an ad has been seen or portrayed. So if me and you each see an advertisement or commercial 10 times each, that's 20 impressions. Okay. So we're at 80 billion and we're not stopping anytime soon. We're reaching 90% of households. If anything, we are ramping up. This is how we're hypothecating all of our marketing efforts and funds. We're pushing everything from prime broadcast, syndicated TV channels to push exposure, commercials to draw traffic to our site. And then they can start filtering to your listings. You as a member, your listings are seen at the top. So all the commercials that are coming in, that's the awareness. Traffic is going to our website to your listings. And then now we create engagement on your listings, which will eventually be at the bottom of the funnel, which is the leads and closing. So it's really transparent. I'll kind of go over everything that we are doing. So all these platforms you see is where we're pushing homes.com advertisements, commercials. So with the Oscars, the Emmys, every major audio, video platform you can think of, broadcast morning and night shows, we're everywhere, podcasts. And really, we're just getting started. Adrian, right now, this is what our compared spend is to our competitors. As you know, we have CoStar's backing. We're all hands on deck when it comes to the newest residential portal. We're currently #1 as far as the fastest growing residential portal ever in history. Right now, we are actually averaging around 130 million unique visitors a month. We've been live for about a year and a half. A lot has changed. Every month, we're seeing increased exposure, increased brand awareness, and increased results for our agents. At the moment, right now, we're at 130 million. We've surpassed Realtor.com. We've surpassed Redfin, and we're on the way to take down Big Z. That's really the goal here. We want to be the #1 platform when anyone is looking for a home. And when I get into our website and show you, every time you click on a listing, it'll show the neighborhood attached to that listing, a nice 2-3 minute promotional video, showcasing as if you and your team are taking them on a tour in that area. Then you scroll down even more, it'll show all the schools that align or connected in the district. Now, someone's coming to you, they already know the area, they know the community, they really want to talk to you about, hey, when can I come see the home in person? Or maybe pricing, offering, maybe they've seen it before, but really we are that strongest first touch point of the presence of you as an agent and each one of your listings that's outside of your sphere and outside of your area. Because our platform is, as you guys know, universal. Everyone from all around the world, everyone in the States is browsing everywhere around. So, like, it's a perfect opportunity for you guys to capture market share in other regions. Someone from California is looking to move to Atlanta. Someone in Texas is looking to move to Marietta, to be specific. Maybe it's work, maybe it's something. So we're here to push that. And we've been around for about a year and a half and we're already number two. Everyone else, 20, 10, 15, 20 years in the business. So to catch up and keep on pushing the amount of money we're spending and investing in this company, it's really just the start. So essentially, we built a better website, a better philosophy for our agents to make sure, one, no more middleman involved in you guys' deals. When something goes on the MLS and you have people who are reaching out with that person who truly wants the home, we want to be able to replicate that, but only have you involved. We don't want anyone coming in and, hey, Adrian, I need a percentage of the referral I just got. Adrian, you worked hard for that. It's only right that you get that cut yourself for you and your team. But yeah, that's really everything before I get into the live site. Would love to see if anyone had any questions before I get into that. Check the
Does
chat.
anyone have any questions that they want to drop in the chat? We don't have anything yet in the Q&A
Okay.
or the chat. Anybody
Okay.
have anything? Nope.
I think I
We're all
think
good.
everyone's ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
So,
Sounds good.
let me go ahead. So before I get into the live site and kind of show you guys how this is even possible, the difference in exposure levels. So, Adrian, I'm gonna use your account for example, if that's okay.
Sure thing.
Mm, Sound isn't working for me right now, but that's fine. Can do that. There we go. So this is your account right now, Adrian. This is all the total views you've gotten on our platform. And you'll notice, you see the big spikes around Super Bowl, and when you push these massive commercials, you'll see it. And right now you're a basic account. So like it's not on you or anything, but usually those that partner with us, they're seen at the very top. Anyone who's not, we still showcase you as that seller's agent, that listing agent. So we're not taking away that from you. We still advertise that for everyone who's just on the MLS putting a listing. We still want everyone to know that's the way we're approaching things. Okay, that's our philosophy. And this is right now your total views. So you've had around 1,335 total views. Majority of people have actually found you in the agent directory. So when you go onto our platform, someone can either look you up or find you there. That's where 52% of your views have came from. So you're getting a lot more exposure for yourself right now because people may be familiar with you in the area. They know who you are. They're searching. And then the property search is right under that. And if anything, right now, we should have all your property searches skyrocketing in views compared to everything else. But I'll get into that. And then if I scroll down, I'm actually going to switch tabs. This is someone who partnered with us as a member. You guys were actually getting really similar types of engagement. So like here, 600, here you had a couple hundred views every now and then. This one, same thing. Like, sometimes it had lower views, sometimes it had higher. It all just depends, right? Like one month they had 26 views right here. They had 30 views, 10 views. They're not getting that much visibility. But ever since they became a member, we went from 679,000 views that first month of membership. Second membership, 1 million, 1.2, 1.2, 1.2. Start of the month, we're already at 300K. So we're making sure your presence is known. Out of the total amount of views, 25,000 ads have been pushed out of that 25,000. And this is just for you as an agent. So just your agent's profile views, 1,500. That's not including each one of the listings, how many listing page views that got. And if you scroll down, it'll showcase everywhere this member agent has been seen. Forbes.com, eBay, investing.com. We cater to every audience on every platform. Now you look here, property search, 97%. All the views are coming from there. Now, I want to go ahead and walk you through our platform and our website. So let's say someone sees a commercial of ours. They don't know who we are yet. They're really familiar. They know it involves looking for a home. So they go to our website, two options they could do, right? If you look through our website, it's really inducive. If someone's been searching in a certain area or neighborhood, we start pushing all those neighborhoods around. And I'll get into this later, but we're creating an ecosystem where we'll have every video of every neighborhood one day, and it's growing every day to where now we can showcase everywhere around the states. Maybe people are moving around the world, around different regions. They know exactly what they're getting themselves into from A to Z. Now, if I scroll all the way to the top, here's the agent directory. You can actually go find an agent. And let's say, Adrian, where do you do some of your business out of or most of your business out of?
Well, so I'm a horrible example because I actually don't sell. I'm not a producing broker.
Mm-hmm.
However, so if you see anything that I've sold, is probably one of my investment properties that I'm
Mm-hmm.
disposing of.
Yeah, but
But
you can just give
we
me an
are,
example, yeah?
yeah, I would say our office is headquartered in Midtown Atlanta. We're getting ready to move to
Okay.
downtown, so I would say Midtown, downtown, Buckhead, any of those locations.
Okay, so what I'll do is we can do neighborhood, we can do places. So I'll do, for example, I'll do Atlanta, right? I click next steps, 35,000 agents in Atlanta, right? Someone wants to click on a certain type of home, maybe a certain price point, they can do that. Like, okay, specialize, maybe they specialize in 430 to 600,000, right? Next step. There's 7,400 agents still who do that. Next step, how many years of experience? View all the agents. Now you see here, so we do a round robin system where you will always be pushed to the top, right? You get that peak exposure. And this is just for someone looking for an agent. Maybe they're looking for an area, looking for a home. And then you could see some of the agents were highlighted in orange. And this is mainly if someone's looking for a home, looking maybe for an agent to list with, can be a nuance of different reasons. Now, they can even do the same thing when they're looking for neighborhoods, looking for elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. And I'll get into what we do for our member ages when we get there. But let's say we're actually looking for a place. I can type in a neighborhood, a school, maybe an area one of your agents has a listing in, Adrian. If you have maybe you have one on. Let's say we do,
Uh, who has a listing online that you want to share a zip code or something?
yeah, share like a city.
Anybody? City, zip code? Marietta.
Perfect. So let's say I go to Marietta. Okay. Hot market right now. Let's say I go. Notice here on the left side. So I'm in Marietta. Do you notice on the left side, Kelly Berry pops up at the top? Scroll down. Mackenzie Family Team. Paige Morgan. Scroll down even more. You start seeing all these different agents here. Now, around halfway through page one, after page here, these are all basic accounts, like I was showing the difference from exposure levels, the really low view counts to the skyrocketed ones, because anytime you have a listing, doesn't matter what zip code, what area it's at the top. Now, not
Mm,
only is at the top, now you are prioritized. If someone's been looking for your type of home, let's say they go to filters and they're like, hey, I'm looking for a $600,000 home is my budget. I'm looking, maybe I can get approved for 650, right? Boom. I see the homes. Rachel and Amber, since they're both member ages with us, they're to verticalize and funnel in. And then now it's based off of the filter, still pushed to the top. Now
mm,
we created the really, really, really nice user interface for consumers when looking for a home. They can go, they can draw, boom, they can draw certain areas, and then it would show, same thing. They can go, they can start looking at layers. We have our own planes that collect data and drones that collect data. So we have flood factors, we have noise levels, all these questions that your team is already getting is all available prior to the individual reaching out or someone who's surfing. Now, crime rates we have, area, air factor. Then we even have if someone's looking for a certain type of school. Maybe they're looking at B plus ratings. Maybe they're looking at 9. Maybe they're looking for someone to be in a private school, right? Or Ivy League school. Everything is verticalized for them to find that true home, which one of your agents probably has in the market. It's just not getting that exposure that it really needs. Now, that's just the start. Now, let's say someone's been looking and they've been clicking and they've been looking around. Like, if let's say I click on this one, Kelly, right? 30,000 views, 21 days in market. You scroll down, it has everything about the home. So, fun fact, we actually acquired Matterport. So now it's actually part of our CoStar umbrella. So now we're actually giving out complimentary tours in selective areas and it's continuing to grow. It's not baked into the price at all, but it's complimentary because that's how we're starting out. We're making it to where we want to make this the all in one. They scroll down, they have a virtual tour now. They have a floor plan. They scroll down even more, they have a video about West Cobb where the listing is. And it's a really nice promotional video. For some reason, my sound doesn't work, or else let me know if it works. We'll test it. No?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. But yeah, essentially we can go over that when we do like an onboarding call and everything. I can kind of show you guys the different videos, how we can utilize them and how I can share them, and you guys can share them across to everyone you guys are working with. Scroll down even more. Now look, schools that align with this listing.
Wow.
Scroll down even more, the parks in the area, mortgage calculator. Maybe like, okay, maybe I'm starting to like this. All right, let me see how much it would cost me. Boom, Kelly's right there. Send a message. Everywhere I go, Kelly follows me. Average homes in the value, tax history, property history. We're essentially, Adrian, the Google of homes. That's what we're striving to be, and that's what we are becoming. Now you scroll all the way to the top, you know everything about this listing right there, everything that comes with it. Now I go, let's say I want to go and I'm surfing the web, right? Maybe days after, maybe weeks after. Guess what? Every area that I've been in and constantly looking in certain price points, you guys are going to be advertised just like this. It's going to say homes.com, Adrian, the listing of yours. And that's amazing for first touch points. Like, let's say you're on your phone and you have your computer in front of you and you're working, right? You're trying to find a home for someone, or you're trying to find a home for yourself and your family. And then you get an ad on your phone or on your computer or vice versa. What are you going to do? You're going to go look up the name of that agent, right? So now your search engine for your name goes up. Your brand gets built without more. Then on top of that, maybe they click on your website. Maybe they click on your social media. Maybe they go and they find out, okay, Adrian has a really nice following on Instagram or Facebook. They can search you up, they find you. So you'll see growth all around your network. You'll see revenue naturally going up, like a restaurant running complete paid ads in a certain area, you're going to notice revenues going up. You know the ads are out there working. So that's our platform. We're essentially that all-in-one marketing exclusive. And let's say I click on this listing. Now I click on it. Look, 3D tours ready to go. Instant form of contact. Let's say I go click on the member agent. Guess what? Click on the member agent. She has her website right here and her Facebook. And you guys can add all your social media platforms. Now you guys are getting exposure and traffic sent out to not only you, and each one of your listings, but your sphere is growing, your influence is growing. Now, that's just weather.com. We are on over right now, as of today, I think over 30,000 different websites like that. And it's all tailored off of who's looking. If Adrian, you're looking for a home and you're spending majority of your time on ESPN or NFL, you're not going to be on weather.com. But guess what? You'll see an ad on ESPN for the type of home you're already looking for, the type of area you're already found of, and the type of price range you're really looking at. So that's our model. That's how it's set up from a pay-per-click perspective. Now, what I wanted to do for you guys is I wanted to kind of go in and I wanted to get access into an account and kind of show you guys how the back end looks. Okay. So let's say I go to, oh, actually, before I do that, I wanted to show you guys one more thing. Let's say anywhere you guys have done sales. So for example, let's say I click on Kelly. Anywhere she has done sales in these pins in the past 5 years, you're going to be featured in that neighborhood and in that zip code in every single school that aligns. That's how we're going to market you as an agent. So like, for example, let's say I go to this listing, right? Scroll down. Let's say I click on Marietta Middle School. Look who pops up. Haiti Best pops up right here, Marietta Middle School, which guess what? We're starting to do promotional videos for schools now. So we're only growing, we're only adding on more value, and we're making it really fluid and easy and almost streamline the process for people to know that your listing is out there. We're building up that max exposure. Now, if you scroll down, Hattie will be specialized in this area. Just like everyone who becomes a member, you guys will be featured in everywhere you guys have done business in every zip code from your agent perspective. Now, let's say I go into an account right now, right? So I'm going to access this account. Oh, connectivity issues. If not, if it doesn't let me, that's fine. I have try one more time. see. Okay. I guess it doesn't want to work with me right now, but that's fine. I have exactly a snapshot of how it looks and each detail. So let me go ahead and go back to the deck. Does anyone have any questions for me before I go back to the deck and kind of wrap up how everything works as far as the models? I guess no questions, right?
Any questions? Any questions about anything? How it works, how you follow people around, how you generate the opportunities, how you
Think
can
they're waiting to the end.
they want to know how much it costs. Well, man, just tell me the
I
price.
know. Let
No,
me
I
go
think we're
ahead.
good on questions right now.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get started on everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. So this is the membership dashboard and how it looks. So top of list, top of mind, like we went over. Essentially, everywhere you go, you as a member, maximum exposure, always at the top. You'll have that orange banner highlighting you as not only an expert, but someone who specializes in that area. Now, same thing, you're going to be at the top. You're always going to be, anytime someone's looking at a neighborhood you've done business in or a school that you've even sold a listing that aligns with that district, you'll be featured there as well. Now you'll actually get access when you guys do any rentals to apartments.com, which is at 50 million unique visitors a month for people looking for rentals. And then you'll actually get access to our whole umbrella. So we actually own all of these as well, all these brands like Apartment Finder, For Rent, they're all under our apartments umbrella. Anytime people are safe searching, we'll actually be doing email blasts for you as well, featuring our member agents. And then what I wanted to get into is the retargeting. As you know, Adrian, you're probably wondering, like, you guys are doing so many commercials. You guys have so many people coming to the platform. What are you guys doing with the window shoppers compared to how we're treating those that are high intent buyers? This is exactly how our AI algorithm works. Um, Someone's searching on homes.com. They're looking in a certain area, certain region. When they leave, boom. That's how we would advertise you as an agent. Okay, your listing banner, because we'll have two different campaigns going. One for you as an agent, right? For opportunities on that end, and then one for each one of your listings will be a separate campaign. So someone interacts with your ad or one similar to how your listing is and the price points, of course, this is how we're going to do it. So this is a case where we have one person who is spending 10 minutes on our site. Last time he was seen was 15 days ago. We know his high activity time of the day is in the evening. So it looks like he's bored browsing. Okay. We know his content. We know he's looking in Los Angeles, California. We're tracking all that. We know his main device is his phone. So he's looking on his phone. Then on the right, I have user 456. In this case, I'll call her Holly. Holly spent 45 minutes on our platform. She's looking in Merrick, New York. Last time she visited was 2 days ago. Now, who do you think we're going to go after? If we're getting 100,000 views, if we identify 1,000 or 2,000 of them are like Holly, guess what? Holly's going to be the one that we set a timed ad because we know her high activity time of the day is in the mornings. That's when she's either booking stuff, making purchases. We know that's when she likes to get that stuff done. We know her main device and we know what content she spends her time outside of when she leaves our platform. Now, what do? We go and we'll target Holly. We'll once she visited homes.com, she's reading parent articles, she's browsing for listings. Guess what? She sees an ad on Facebook, sees an ad on Instagram, sees an ad on an article she's maybe reading about a certain area. Guess what? Now she's submitted as an inquiry to you and your team. And something you should know about us, Adrian, we just announced lead vetting. So any inquiries that do come in, we'll go over it in the onboarding. There'll be a green verification where our in-house team will actually vet them out. We'll ask them a list of questions. One, budget, timeline, and are they working with an agent or not? So that way, when you guys are reaching out, you guys already know. And then once they call in, we'll actually, if our team is vetting the phone as well, we'll do a warm handoff introduction. And we'll actually be able to pass it over to whoever is the member agent on the phone. If we don't get them, guess what? We'll leave a note. They know in their dashboard to reach out to this person. I already know their timeline is in the next 2 months. I know their budget is XYZ, and I know they're not working with a buyer's agent. So guess what? Now I can actually double up and collect dual agency on this one. Maybe I reach out to Adrian or reach out to a peer. Hey, let's represent both sides. Okay. So Matterport I went over. This is how the dashboard looks. We have a clients tab, listings tab, leads tab, analytics, CMA, and we just added a listing presentation toolkit, which we'll go over. And then we actually added something called targeted ads campaign. So you guys can actually upload your database and we would run paid ads targeting your database with whatever listing you want them to see. So someone you worked with 3 years ago or 2 years ago, guess what? You just plug in their email and name, and then now they see you as an ad, just like the retargeting. Now we have a campaign for you as an agent, each one of your listings, and then now your own sphere is seeing that ad and that exposure. This is how it would look. You'd send an invite request just like this. You'd put in the name, the email address, and you'd send connection request. Once they do that, guess what? Any listing they look at, let's say the listing agent is Marshall and you're Lisa, any listing now you send a recommendation about, you are the point of contact. So now you're protected on the buyer's side and you can monitor if they're currently searching, how active they search. Let's say you have 5, 6 people you're working on finding them a home. You upload all 6 of them. You notice 2 or 3 of them are searching every day. Now you know who you want to spend your time on. You can kind of focus and help narrow down who needs that attention and who's closest to the finish line. You can see what they're favoriting, so you can send them recommendations from that. Like, hey, I saw you favorited this home. These are ones that are really similar. One click of a button through the app right away through the dashboard. You have your listings here, your leads here. When you go in here, let's say you go on your analytics tab, you click on one of your listings. Okay. You have all these analytics. So this one, 2,300 views, 665 ads pushed out, which that means 665 are like Holly. We're at high intent. They're showing interest in that area at a significant rate to where they keep coming back every couple days, right? Really cool feature. You can actually schedule send and share these analytics with your seller on an automated basis, which Alex would be your point of contact. We'd set all that up. And then now each one of your sellers, really easy. We just need an email, plug it in. Now the seller's getting updated views going up, updated ads going up. So you're marketing their listing to the max it can be marketed. You can share those analytics on a daily or weekly basis. It'll actually show the seller and you each listing where it's been seen in a digital ad form, where the view breakdown came from, traffic sources, homepage, neighborhood page, everywhere they came from. And then you can actually also see agents who viewed this listing. So let's say you have a buyer's agent reaching out to you about a listing. You go check the analytics, a buyer's agent who's putting in an offer for him and his client has checked out this listing 15 times. That goes back to that first touch point rule I was telling you guys about. We help push that exposure from the jump. Now, you guys will also have access to your own CMA tool, which I found really lucrative because you plug in an address of either an existing client of yours you're trying to sell a home for or helping them sell, or someone you're potentially going to do it for. Now, you could show them comparables in that area. Like, hey, we've only had this on the market for 2 days. Average price here takes anywhere from 24 days at the average price of 607,000. You are above that, which it's going to take more time compared to all these others. They spent 20 days, 24 days on market. You can kind of pinpoint, and then you can edit property selections and kind of tailor it based on the type of home. Maybe they've done improvements. That's fine. We'll add homes that have done improvements, just like you're saying. That way you can really, really hit the nail on the hammer there. Then you scroll down, it'll show everything. Then, of course, you guys are going to have access to a listing toolkit. You guys have, let's say, a listing presentation in 1 hour. Okay, on our dashboard, you can actually generate a listing presentation of how you're going to sell the home, where you're going to market it, how you're going to market it, how it's always seen at the top, everything. So essentially, we are showing them how they're going to get exposure like no place before as well. So that way, your win percentage of these listings is going to go up significantly because you are differentiating yourself from other agents of how you're marketing. These are all the membership benefits. So we have all of our members will get the updated price card, listing benefits, agent benefits, and essentially everything we talked about. How it works, right? So Alex would be you guys' digital marketing partner. He'd help you guys prepare for any listing presentation you guys have coming up, open houses. That way we're making sure we're monitoring and pushing them. And of course, we want to look at our buyer and seller opportunities. We want to be able to save time for you guys, help you guys set up these CMA tools, help you guys navigate, start adding your book of business on here, adding the clients you're working with on the buyer side. And then within the first 48 hours after you guys sign up, we'd have the ads starting to get pushed out. We'd start setting up onboarding calls with Alex and I, and we'll kind of get you guys logged into your each dashboard. And that way you guys will start seeing all the views for every single listing you guys have, even your own agent presence going up. But yeah, that's about everything. I don't have the prices unless I know the name and email, but I did talk to Alex and I did talk to my team. What I'd be able to do for you guys is, as today, I'd be able to issue everyone essentially like a brokerage discount for whoever wants to move forward with us. So, Adrian, you could kind of talk to the team, let everyone know. And for today, I'd be able to get that approved. I just have to talk to my team, my support one more time, get all those discount codes. But that's essentially everything, Adrian.
Sounds good. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of
I
course.
do have a quick question about the marketing piece. So is
Hmm.
that something that is branded to the agent and to our firm, or is that something that's branded to homes.com?
Both. So,
Okay.
are you talking about the marketing? So it will actually, the marketing piece will show your brokerage. So if
Okay.
I go
So
back
they were
to,
specifically like the CMA and the listing presentations, because obviously we have internal listing presentations too. But
hmm
I would love if they could incorporate what you guys have developed on this back end, especially that CMA piece. I think that that's incredible. But
yep.
I was wondering if they were to share that piece, would that be, how is that branded?
Yeah, for sure. Let me go ahead and show you.
Awesome.
Let me get an example. So this is an example, and I can have my team make these. That way it's more branded for you guys. But
Perfect.
like, for example, this is similar to how it would look, but it would actually look more intuitive when you do it from the database, like from our dashboard. Here is how it looks. Let me know if you could see that. So you would put benefits you get partnering with, for example, their brokerage is
Okay.
called the Tackett team. So you'd
Yep.
put yours here, you would just send us that logo, and we can actually get these drafted up by our marketing team for you guys as well. And we can make it individualized. So every member, we can make it for them here, and then we can add your universal brokerage here as well. So now when they go meet up with anyone, they can either bring this with them, and then it has a QR code. If they scan that QR code, guess what? They're put in the retargeting scheme now. So anyone you have connect with you or even scan, same thing. But yeah, that's essentially how it would work. Let me try to see if I can open up the dashboard one more time. But yeah, that's about
Love
everything.
it.
And it'd be great because anytime an ad is pushed, it'll be pushing your brokerage as well. So like, here you go. Let me show you.
Perfect. And while you're pulling that up, we did get a question in from Pam.
Hmm.
So Pam says, "Is this based on listings? If yes, why would I become a member if I do not have listing or a listing?" So
Yeah.
I'll let you jump into that, but I just wanted to touch on that real quick for her.
Yeah.
So everybody, and correct me if I'm wrong, but everybody should be on this platform regardless, even if you're only using the free version, right?
Hmm.
The enhanced version is going to give you additional opportunity to build your business. And again, I'll let him take it over from there. So it's going to definitely be more powerful for you and make a lot more sense if you have at least one listing. But I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure there's other ways you'd be able to benefit from being a part of what they're
Hmm.
offering. Because again, at a worst case scenario or situation, you could say, "Hey, I have this to offer to you if you work with me,
Hmm.
whatever
Ex
this is, right? Inside of your tool chest. And if this is a piece in your tool chest, then you can position yourself better to win that business if that's something that's important to that seller, right? But
hmm.
I'll hand it over to Ronnie and let him jump in.
Adrian, you nailed it right there. Essentially, how are you differentiating yourself from others? I mean, if you have no listings on the market, how do you get more listings? You win more, you go to more presentations and you win them over, right? Maybe the conversion rate's low. Well, our conversion rate, our member agents are winning 50% more listings. And that's based off of numbers and analytics. But essentially, you have that in your tool, right? You have the CMA tool as well. You have not only listing presentation support, but you have the dashboard, which is essentially a CRM system for all your buying side opportunities. You connect all your buying side clients. Like, okay, let's say you have zero listings. Guess what? You're still being marketed as an agent. You're still having ads go out as you as an agent being marketed. Forget the listings. You as an agent are going to have your own campaign. And if you have no listings, then we're going to be pushing your agent profile at a way higher rate to make up for that. One, two, you will be able to actively monitor your buying side opportunities, plug in, focus more on that end. And then now you have this, as he was saying, in your toolbox as ammo in your artillery. Like you can come into any appointment, anyone who's looking to sell a home. This is how I'm going to help sell it for you. I'm going to get you the maximum exposure, not only on the second growing, sorry, the number one growing website for residential portals, but the one that's producing the second most right now. And you're going to be top of mind everywhere in the internet. So same thing, if someone's looking for an agent in the West Coast, yeah, you have no listings, but if you as an agent are not known to be universal, like if someone knows you or knows you top of mind, like whether it's a month from now or 2 weeks from now or a couple months, they'll remember, hey, I saw Adrian, I did screenshot that ad, or I did search his name up, I have his info here. Let me just give him a call, let me ask him. So now that's only one person. Now imagine when you're getting hundreds of thousands of views, you're going to have way more opportunities all around for you as an agent. And then when you do get their listings, guess what? You got that handled. That's taken care of. Yeah,
Yeah. Great question too, by the way, Pat.
great question. Now if I go here and I share my screen, um, let's say I go here, right? You see how sometimes we do it verticalized, horizontal, but it will show your brokerage here as well, everywhere. They click on it. Let's say they land on this listing. Boom. It'll show your brokerage. They click on Lisa's profile. Now this one, Lisa has her LinkedIn, Facebook, and agent profile. Now all the ads that are coming to her agent, guess what? They scroll down, access to her website, one click of a button, access to all of her media platforms. So we're helping with growth all around. But yeah, that's essentially everything kind of I went over. Once we get you guys, like whoever is ready to proceed, we get you guys onboarded, we get you guys access to the dashboard. You guys would each have your own individual dashboard. Anyone who co-lists with you, you can actually turn on some tickers to where they can essentially receive alerts as well of when something pours in. Maybe you're busy. Guess what? Someone who's co-listing with you also got that alert. They can handle it.
Yep. I love it. I love the fact that you guys were, and of course, I wouldn't expect anything less coming from CoStar, right? But the way that you integrated so much into a source that's user friendly for both the agent and the consumer is just phenomenal, man. It blows my mind. And then whether it's on the listing end, right, which is the main emphasis of what we all should be going after in the first place, but they still have that component to support you on the buy side as well, right? So again, even if you only use that piece, I'm pretty sure that it would be of value to you, right? So for instance, if you're using a CRM tool or one suite, for instance, and you're missing our former connection, which was that Real Scout piece, you could literally replace that with this, right? And just invite them to come on this piece of programming, which is a lot greater. And it's going to, again, even if, like, so for instance, if they don't normally use your agent app to search, they are more likely to use homes.com, right? Or a Zillow versus, your agent app, even though we want them on your agent app, right? So if they're not there, let's put them somewhere where they prefer to be, where I can still capture that client, right? So
Mhm.
there's a lot of wins that I see with this. So I appreciate you guys sharing for sure
Of
and for
course, Adrian.
connecting us with that discount.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be able to get that approved. It'll be same day initiation is what I'm gonna do, and you can talk with
Sweet.
your team. You guys have Alex's info, and I'd be able to issue it to everyone who does it. Of course, since we had this big meeting webinar with everyone, I want to make sure I make it right for you guys.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
Sounds good. So we don't have any additional questions. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Going once, going twice. No, I think you killed it, man. No questions. No questions. So again, I appreciate you guys sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me or shoot an email to Olivia, and she can get you guys connected. If you have any questions, we can connect you with Alex, and get you
Mm-hmm. Yep.
squared away if you're ready to move forward. Or again, if you just have additional questions that you need to ask before considering moving forward. So
Yep.
again, thanks everybody for joining. If you need me, feel free to reach out to me in homes.com. Alex, Ronnie, thank you guys once again. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Adrian.
Yep. Thank you, Andrew.
See ya.
All right.